If you're interested in a simple system that will help improve your process and save you time, then this is going to be a great episode for you. Every agent wants more time. But of course, when you're in the whirlwind of replying to emails and returning calls and making reservations and dealing with travel emergencies, it's hard to set aside the time to actually look at your process to figure out ways that you can improve it. That's why this system is so helpful, because even if you only have 20 minutes, it's still going to help you improve your process. Now, of course, you can spend hours using this system and you're going to get more out of it. So whether you have 20 minutes or several hours, this system can help you improve your process. Let's get into it.
Welcome aboard. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt. The Modern Travel Agent podcast starts now.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Diamond Resorts. And of course, as agents, we're always looking for resort options that are the best in their category. For your clients who are looking for the perfect family-friendly resort, the Planet Hollywood Cancun is a great option. They have 2 splash parks, a lazy river, a flow rider, mini golf, an arcade, a movie theater, and tons of shows and entertainment. They also offer a very unique dining option in Guy Fieri's Burger Joint. To learn more about Planet Hollywood Cancun or Blue Diamond Resorts, visit bdagentrewards.com. So the first step in this system is to write down every step of your process. This is going to focus on your first interaction with your client, from like how do you market, how do you get in front of them, all the way to, what are you doing after they've returned from their trip. You're trying to map out the entire client experience. And of course, it's beneficial to be as specific as possible. So for instance, when are the phone consultations happening? How long are they? What are you discussing? What's the focus? How is it starting? How is it ending? What's the flow? You're basically just trying to brain dump everything that you can think of in your process and what you do. So often, we just kind of do things out of habit and out of rote memory, and we're not really taking time to just get it down on paper so that we can look at it. Now, once you've listed everything out, it's not going to be a one and done. You're going to constantly think, oh, that's right, I do this. You're just going to continually add to it. But the point is that you want to get the entire process down on a piece of paper so that you can look at it in a neat and organized manner. So that's step 1, step 2, step 3. Just list it all out. Now, of course, if you're an agency owner, then this can include all types of things associated with running the business. This is accounting. This is payroll. This is how are you hiring? How are you training? And then, even if you don't have the time to go through it right then, put it up, come back to that document in a week and read it with fresh eyes, and you'll be shocked at the number of things that just kind of jump out to you as obviously either inefficient or maybe areas for improvement. The important thing though, step number 1, get everything down on paper in front of you. So step number 2 is, after you have everything written down in your process, is to be kind of intentional in the way that you go one by one and you say, okay, is there another way to do this? It doesn't even have to be a better way, just are there other ways to do this? You start listing those out. What am I doing? Why am I doing it this way? Then you need to ask yourself, what are other agents doing? And then of course, what are other companies and other industries doing? Again, you're just trying to make a super long list of ideas and concepts. You're not going to know if it's an improvement in advance. And a lot of the ideas that you list aren't going to be better than what you're currently doing. But the important thing is that you're getting it outside of your brain and outside of your head, and you're putting it on paper so that you can review it or even discuss it with your team in a fresh context. As you're doing this, you're going to be asking yourself, what are the best parts of the experience for the client? What are the worst parts, right? What are the parts that you get the most questions over, the most hiccups? Which parts take the most time? What are the most common buying signals that you're recognizing? When are you recognizing them? For instance, I noticed that when I had clients that were asking about travel insurance, that was one of the strongest buying signals to me, because it was like, okay, they've already made up their mind that they want to book the reservation and move forward. And now they're just thinking about how do they protect their investment. So every single time that I had a client that was asking about travel insurance, I would immediately call them, get them on the phone, answer the question, and then handhold the next step of applying the deposit and confirming the reservation. That was only possible because I sat down and I asked myself, okay, what are all the signs that I get to know when a client is ready to move forward? Now, after you have your entire system down and you have some general ideas or maybe things that you could do differently, then you're going to start small. You don't want to change your entire system overnight. That's going to be overwhelming and you're not going to know what's actually making any difference. You're going to control variables. So that means you're going to change one small thing at a time. You're going to A/B test. So for instance, if you think, like I did, that when clients ask about travel insurance, that's a buying signal, well then some clients that ask about insurance, get them on the phone. And some clients that ask about insurance don't, and see if there's an improvement in the closing percentage between the ones that you call immediately and the ones that you don't. And you're just going to slowly test it one at a time. That keeps it from being overwhelming, which is also a benefit of the system because even if you can only list a few things, you only need one to get started. The important thing is, again, you're trying to put the entire process out in a way that you can look at it from the top down. Number two, you're asking yourself, why am I doing it this way? Is there a better way to do this? What are other ways to do it? You're just listing everything. And then you're going to look through and you're going to pick the ones that you feel like are the most promising ones. And one at a time, you're going to try to implement these changes or alterations to see if it actually is an improvement. Maybe it won't be. You can always go back to the old way, but you're going to test. And then in the process of testing is really where you're going to find out what's better and what's not. If you have any questions about it, please do let me know. I try to keep it simple on purpose, but of course you can go really deep with the ideas and the implementation. I hope it was helpful. Hope you'll have a great one. See you next time.